Okay, cool. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Today we've got some very, very special guests today. I'll allow them to introduce themselves.
What's good, everyone? I'm Ocean, producer, YouTuber.
What's good, people? I'm Cactus, producer, content creator.
What's good, people? I'm LLB, producer, YouTuber as well.
Beautiful. I'm KB, guys. Nice to see you again.
I like how Jay remixed it to content creator.
I couldn't say the exact same words.
Had to switch it up. Exactly. Producer, YouTuber. How's it been going, though, guys?
Good, man.
Great.
Can't complain. Yeah, it's going good.
Yeah, busy.
It's been a crazy few years.
What's like the schedule looking like? Do you guys film videos like multiple times a week, or is it? Because that's what people, I guess, know you best for, like for your YouTube kind of stuff that's going on. Like, what kind of videos you've been making recently?
I've kind of slowed down a bit. I used to be like twice a week, every week, but now it's like one video a week, but I put everything into it, and I just released that one video. But I've been slacking a bit recently, but usually it's once a week.
Yeah, mine's been a bit different. Mine's been like twice a week, every week. That was like my thing since I started. I was like, let me never miss a video. But now it's got to a point where I've done like so many. Some feel a bit forced where you might not have a topic to focus on. So it's like, right, I just need to film something. But I hear what you're saying, because it gets to a point where you're like, all right, let me just focus more on a good video rather than forcing something out. So now I'm like trying to figure out whether I should just continue with 2 a week or put more effort into maybe one video a week.
Yeah, I'm the same as well. Like, I kind of lean towards making like just one a week, put loads of effort into it, and then like I'll have a couple of weeks where they'll just flop. The videos won't do so well.
Yeah,
and I'll go back to 2, and then they start doing well. So I'm kind of like, me at the moment. I'm kind of like two videos a week, maybe even 3, and like not going too crazy into like the production side. You know, just getting like some good gems in there.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how from a content creator point of view, how do you manage to keep things interesting? Like you said, you struggle with coming up with like new ideas, but like, how?
I mean, there's the go-to topics. Like we're all known for like our own little things. Like mine's like guitar, trap. Jay's got drill. Ocean's like drill, reggaeton, trap. So we have like our go-tos, so we can't think of anything. You know, we're just like.
It makes sense.
I feel like you have the basics, Jay. Like, if you need to know the basics, you've got a video. Like, I was looking, and you've got a video for basically every basic thing you need to have to make a beat. I feel like that's the smartest way to approach it, because if someone's making a beat and they're like, oh, how do I do 808 slides? It's like, yours is the first one that comes up as well.
Yeah. I feel like that was a key thing when I was starting, because that's like a searchable term, like how to do something, like how to make a drill 808 or something like that. But then after you've done so many of those, you're like, all right, how can I elevate the content now? And that's when you start thinking of more creative ways. So you start like vlogging a studio session. But there's also like little kind of like cheats you can use for like if you're struggling to think of content. Like, one is to just check what's trending. So for example, you know, go to like your YouTube trends. Maybe there's a song that's popping, like Essential C one right now. So then it's like, all right, let me make Essential C type beat. So there's always little tricks like that you can use too.
Yeah, it makes sense. How did you even like get into the content creation side of things? Because obviously you must have been doing the production before you started filming yourself doing production. But what actually started that shift to?
Or when did it start? Like, where was your first introduction moment?
The first time I saw someone doing YouTube producing was like 2016. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a guy called Pat Ryan in the US.
I don't remember him.
And he literally...
I was literally thinking, that name rings a bell, and I just remembered like...
Yeah.
I might know him by face.
Just him in like in his bedroom.
Literally.
Like, worst camera angle, no production.
Yeah.
And he's literally just doing it layer by layer, but the video like absolutely slapped. Like when I watched it, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is sick. Like, I've never seen someone... I don't know why, like, obviously we always make beats, but seeing someone do it was actually, I don't know, it was sick.
Different, wasn't it?
And it got like 1 million views and a light bulb went off in my head, like, this could be something.
Do you feel like it got 1 million views because there wasn't as
Definitely.
much?
Probably like one of...
But I also think it was like super authentic as well. He's literally just in his grandma's spare room, I think, as well, you know? And just like a dead table, just a keyboard, and I don't even know if he had a screen, just maybe his laptop.
Yeah.
And it was just layer by layer. The beat sounded cool. No one was doing it.
That says to me like pure passion for it.
Literally.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, you could probably tell he wasn't uploading that to be anything. It was just a creative outlet for him.
Aside from like the video creation, where was your like initial music experience? Like that very first time that you was like, okay, music is actually something that I want to do. It's what I'm going to take seriously.
I remember being like crazy young. like even like 12, 13, trying to write raps. Like I started off as an artist at first, and I had
What was
like
your artist name?
my first one.
They're gonna be
Little
searching.
Cactus.
Could you beat this out? Nah, the first one was Tension. It was like you just pick a rap name. It didn't mean anything. It was just one of those. I think someone just came up with it in school. One of
That
those
sounds
ones.
like a battle rap name.
Bro,
Yeah.
tension, bro. Pretension's bringing the tension.
Exactly. But yeah, I just remember being like mad young, just loving hip hop music. I had like family, like older cousins who were based in like Canada that were putting out music as well.
Nice.
So I used to look up to them, thinking, "Oh, this is so sick!" Like my family's rapping. Like I used to think they were famous just because I'd see a music video back then. But I'd say that's what kind of got me into it.
Yeah.
Family. I like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
What
For
about
me,
you?
it was just like listening to like Timbaland and like Pharrell when they was popping.
Okay.
And I was always just curious, like how do they make it? I just knew it sounded sick. I wasn't really like listening to the vocals. And then, you know, you have like little school lessons in media, and like you do the odd lesson like in music production, and then still didn't really know what was going on. And then I've discovered FL.
Kabash.
Yeah, FL11 demo.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I got to that. I was like, yeah, now I actually know how to kind of make beat. I didn't even know what VST was at that point, but kind of like slowly get into it that way. But I'd say it was from that.
Very good. What about you, Ocean? Aside from
I'd say
the content
like
creation.
I say I've always been into music, and I was doing it on and off when I was a teen. But I went down like a different path, and I came back to it when I was 20, and it was very logical for me. It was literally like
No pun intended.
exactly. I was at a point in my life where I thought I wanted to be an MMA fighter, and I was training like all the time. But during the training sessions, like after it, you'd have tons of time to just recover before the next one. And music was popping in the UK again. It was starting to get popular around like 2014, 2015. Like Chip was coming out, Bugsy was coming out with diss tracks and stuff. And I was listening, and I was thinking, you know what? I think I could make the beat. Downloaded
Like
Logic.
beats.
Yeah, like that little resurgence period. Downloaded it, made a beat, and I was like, that was fun. Could I do 10,000 hours in this over 10 years? Yeah, fuck it, I'm doing this. And it was literally just I'm doing it now.
Just a switch on.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's nice. MMA, he would like to know.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a completely different kind of.
Yeah.
But there you go.
That's a past life.
You got
Past, definitely.
You got to have them on deck when people aren't trying to pay for their beats. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Insurance.
So like I said, what was like when you guys first started doing YouTube videos? Like, what made you think, okay, cool, I'm gonna actually like push more for getting like my face out there? Because a lot of producers as well, like they don't have their face out there. I feel like. And, like,
they're scared, innit?
Like they're scared. They want to post like the type beats. They want to do that.
Yeah.
But I guess you really brought like your actual faces to the camera, and you started doing that. So what was that process like for you guys?
It's scary at first. Like the first time turning on a camera and speaking to it, like you're so nervous, you don't really know like what to say or how to act because it's YouTube. You think you have to put on a voice or something. But I remember like when I first started. For anyone watching, his first video. No, I remember because I'd like just kind of quit my job and just decided to go all out with it. So for me, it was like I knew it was like a branding thing. I just wanted to try everything just to get my name out there. So I was like uploading type beats, trying things on Instagram. I thought I'll try YouTube as well. I was just trying them all because then I was like, if one of them starts working, then I'll double down on that. And that's kind of what happened with YouTube.
Right.
They
I
kind of
just
feed
forced
into
myself to
each
do
other,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
definitely.
like I said with Brandon as well. I think when I was watching like Metro, you know, when he first started popping with Southside,
Yes.
like you saw their faces. Like there was the odd vlog of them cooking up as well, and I was like, for me, I was like, that's sick. Like you can actually see them cooking up, so that's like a good way to just document everything, and you know, it kind of puts a face to the name, and it just helps with branding.
Exactly.
You know,
People remember a face more than a name, don't
Yeah,
they?
Bro,
exactly.
million percent. And it's like, and then the content that you deliver is attached then to like your brand, which is your
100%.
face. It's so different.
The first kind of content I saw were people like, well, not making music, but kind of making music, but breaking it down. You know, the Genius.
Oh,
the Deconstructed.
Yeah, Deconstructed. That was like kind of not the very first, but it was the first like series of consistent videos.
Popping. That was like, they went off.
And they didn't just do one type of producer, one type of genre or anything like that. Like they included everybody.
Yeah.
And especially it being like such good songs that you like too. I'm guessing you've all seen it then.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The first one was like London on the Track, and like they had some OG producers.
Yeah, I think that's some crazy episodes.
Seeing them break down a beat, it's like, like these are the top dogs. So that was definitely like a big thing.
Have you guys noticed any positives and negatives to uploading consistently on social media in your own life? like personally?
What would you say a negative is?
Yeah.
Not having enough time for yourself, or getting stressed about uploads, getting stressed about numbers.
It's like
definitely
the numbers one is a tough one.
It's like a roller coaster. Like 1 week's amazing, you know, both like all the videos are banging, and then like the next week, you know, then the videos can just completely flop. So it's hard not to look at the numbers, but I guess, you know, it just comes with the.
Yeah, I feel like on social media, numbers is almost like everything. It's like the metric which says you're doing good or you're doing bad. And I feel like over time I've kind of built like mental to come away from that. But there's been times where you put a video out and it bangs and you're on top of the world, but then the next one that you put all your effort in, all your money in, and it flops and you're like, nah, I'm gonna fall off.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about that, weren't we? Like I'd done like 2 videos this last week where I'd hired like proper studios. I had like videographer come in, had it all edited properly, like had session musicians come in. I was like, these are like some of the best videos I've made. And the first one, like, you know, when you upload a video and it shows you your top 10, like how it's performing, it went straight to 10. I was like, fuck, man. So it kind of deflates you. But you're right, you kind of have to detach yourself from the numbers, because sometimes one of the videos with the least views might have like a huge impact, or the right person might see it or something. So you just never know who's watching these things.
And it swings. Sometimes it'll be 10 out of 10, but then it'll be 1 out of 10 like next week or something.
And it just never know. As well. Sometimes they bang on the first day, and the next day they drop. So like, it's like 8. It's like there's no telling.
Do you feel like you've attached the quality of your stuff to the numbers?
No, definitely not.
I'm so happy to hear that, because I would love for you to know that you are like making really, really good stuff, and not be so discouraged at the numbers, the number side of things.
I'll be honest, to be fair, like in the beginning, if like a video bangs, I'd more so follow the numbers and just be like, I'm going to make this style of video every time, like a similar title. But like, the longer you do it, you can't just keep making the same video over and over again. Like you could, but you just start burning out, get bored.
Exactly.
It's just dead. So at the end, now it's a point where it's like, let's just make videos like as good as we can. You know, find the best topics and. I
honestly feel like my best or the most viewed videos are not my best. It's not my favorite ones.
Right.
Yeah. It's always the ones that you don't like.
But that's always the way, just with everything. It's just
maybe even with beats, you know
what I
mean?
Beats,
that's true.
It's always like the beats that you don't think anybody's even gonna like.
Exactly.
You see a sale come through from like a beat that you made like 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you're like, what on earth are you doing spending money on this? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
What about the flip side? Like, what about the positive side? Do you read your comments and like the good comments?
Yeah,
on your
definitely.
reads?
Like the good comments do like lift you up, and then you'll see like one bad one, and it pisses you off in that moment. I can't lie. Like no matter like.
You could have like 50 positive comments, and there's one guy. Sometimes it might even be like a terrible comment. It's like, oh, that 808 needs to be up 2 keys.
Or those drums are mid.
Something like that. Like, I ignored that.
It pisses you off for a second, but you kind of have to train yourself, because it's like. You just like, I always think about that person who's leaving that weird comment. Like you'll click on the profile, they've got no beats. It's usually just like a projection of their own self-hatred.
Sometimes they're even just kids, you know what I mean?
And they're looking for that reaction. So the worst thing you can do is start commenting back, letting them know that you're pissed off, like right now.
Is that like a thing where like you kind of learn to do it over time? Because when you were starting out,
definitely. In the beginning, like it's a weird one, isn't it?
You do
kind of react. Happened once. I reacted once, and there was this kid after I got the shorty placement. I made a video breaking down the beat, and then someone commented on it saying, "Well, that's not your beat," and it just triggered me. I was like, "It's my beat." He's like, no, someone else. This guy produced it, and I was like, "Send him the link." I was like, "No, that's the beat." Like,
start arguing on the internet.
It's like so pointless. Like,
you know what you find though? Like if, say for example, like someone DM you just some weird thing on like Instagram, if you actually message them back like, bro, like what's going on? Like, why did you say that? You know, just on a level. Usually they'll respond and say something like, "Oh, like my bad, I was just having a bad day," or they apologize. It's like, you know, it's not really what they want to say. They're just trying to get attention. That's all it is.
That's like another thing. Is that fan interaction? Say fan follow interaction. Is that quite an important thing for you guys? Do you chat to a lot of people that watch your videos, or is it?
Try to as much as possible, but then obviously it gets to a point like. You can't spend all your time doing that, because then you can't make videos for everyone, you know what I mean?
So that's what live streams for, isn't it?
That's a good one.
Direct interaction.
You don't have to like spend time typing, you can just like quickly answer.
Yeah, like Q&As and stuff like that.
I think the whole community aspect is definitely important, like finding ways to include the community. Like if you've got a Discord, maybe
Yeah.
have like beat battles for them, feature some on your YouTube channel, just any way to like bring your community in, man. Like it definitely helps.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. What's the craziest places that being a YouTuber has taken you? Like, or what kind of rooms have put you in? What kind of situations? Have
Oh,
put
man.
you in? Like,
Okay, that's the thing. You never know who's watching, right?
Yeah.
Anyone's watching. I've just been in line at like, I don't know, I was in the US just getting like food, and someone recognizes you and then he tells you, oh yeah, you know what, I'm throwing a party tonight, come through. And you go to the party and then you meet all these people and you're like, rah, I've seen you here. I've watched you on this video.
That's mad.
And you just don't know who's watching. You don't know. Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Like we recently did a trip to Cyprus.
yeah,
And,
so
yeah,
those
that was
videos,
crazy.
that was so sick.
But it was like on the last night we went for a meal, and I don't think any of us were expecting it, but it was at this meal and this guy just wandered over to the table.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was like he recognised all of us. He said like,
Crazy.
oh, I watched all your guys' videos, like, you know,
Oh.
big inspiration.
That's a nice way to wrap up the trip.
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't expect that in Cyprus, do you?
Yeah, because it's such a
Yeah.
small island, like not very many people there, and
It must be so nice to actually like see and hear the impact that you guys make, because obviously I know that sometimes it's a number, but those numbers are people.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
easy to forget that too.
No,
you know?
100%.
Especially because like when we're recording, we're just looking at our camera and it's just
Yeah.
me and the
Yeah.
camera.
Yes.
But the camera is the eye to everyone else. But it's easy to forget that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you got 100 views, right, you wouldn't think that was a lot, but if 100 people were in this room right now,
Exactly.
Oh,
it would be a lot.
Yeah,
It's different when you times that by 1,000 in this thing. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
definitely.
Did you guys always see yourselves like being successful in this field?
I didn't like see it, but I was like, this is like my plan A. I've got no plan B. I'm just gonna like go as hard as I can at this,
Yeah.
and just see how long it takes me to at least get like some success from it.
Yeah.
So I was like, motivation was like through the roof. I was so like gassed to do it,
Proper.
but I didn't like, you never know, do you?
Yeah.
You never know, because so many people to start doing music and end up quitting. Years.
And that was similar for me as well. Like once I decided to quit my job and go all out, I was like, "There's no plan B." Like I was telling my parents, like, "Oh, if it doesn't work out, I could do this." But in my head, I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm just
doing
bullshitting. Like,
it.
there's
Yeah.
no chance I'm
Yeah.
doing
You say what
anything
they
else
wanna
right
hear,
now."
isn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta keep on pursuing it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys could have seen yourself doing if you didn't choose to do music?
Honestly, no.
I tried other
Ocean
stuff.
would be
Like,
I like
I
that.
tried.
I like that.
Honestly,
Maybe the UFC.
no, really, there's nothing else I could have done. Really, there's nothing else I would really want to do.
Yeah.
Expanding off of music, is there anything you'd like to take it further?
Definitely, there's more things I would like to do, even outside of music. But I think music will always be the most important and like the core of everything.
Yeah.
Everything comes from that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Parked Up said he does DJing like on the side or
Yeah.
whatever he wants to, like as a passion. So I was just thinking like what you guys might have been doing. Obviously I know you're doing like videography stuff.
Yeah.
Does that mean like you could maybe like even have a potential business like this and set up a thing for yourself? Like a studio but like a music.
It would be
like a
good to
video.
have stuff like this more interacting with actual people.
Yeah,
Because we're kind of
Yeah, it's
sat
true.
filming all the time. Like
yeah, that's true.
you do get a disconnect. It's like just working from home all the time. So it would be sick to have something where like you actually are in, on hand like on a regular basis. We do a lot more sessions nowadays, but yeah, it'd be good to have like your own proper thing.
You like being like a creative content creator, does that like open, do you reckon, more doors for like stuff like brand partnerships and stuff?
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
How's that worked for you guys so far? If that's like,
good, man.
Have they come to you? Have they?
Yeah,
It's not-
usually
it's
like
not
there's
that.
been times where I might have reached out to a few, but for the most part, they'll reach out to you,
Mm-hmm.
like because they're looking for ways to promote their products.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's got a VST, like who's the perfect people to promote it? People that are making beats
Exactly.
with an audience of
That's true.
producers. So it's like, yeah, it definitely brings sponsorships like that.
Yeah. And especially like in the UK scene, like I reckon there's probably like you three and then there's like maybe a few other people that are really like controlling the whole producer scene in the UK. Like it's funny because like there's not a lot of people really doing it. Which
It's kind of
It's
bizarre.
true.
We speak about this
Yeah.
quite often, don't we? We're like, when we're organising stuff, we're like, who else is actually doing it in the UK? We had like a group of us, like they did the trips and stuff. And there's, like I say, there's only a handful of guys that are doing like the content side of it. Like they're really pushing it,
Yeah.
So it's
I
kind
think
of
it's good that we all link
up.
up though, because it's like
Yeah,
everyone who's
100%.
like has these channels. We all just chat. We're all just cool. Like we're boys. So it could have been the other way where we could have been beefing with each
No,
other.
well,
Like, fuck
yeah.
this guy's like,
Maybe we should
trying to
start.
beat
Maybe we
it,
should
yeah.
start that. Start that for views.
Yeah.
No, what? Start do a boxing match.
yeah. Produce a boxer.
MMA.
No, but it's good because like we understand the kind of problems that we all have.
Yeah.
So it's easy just to like. So if when he tells me, oh, I got a 10 out of 10, I understand what it is to get a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And when he tells me, oh, someone just hit me up through DM to get a beat, how do I go about it? I can understand that too.
Yeah.
Whereas like, if I ask just a random producer, I got 10 out of 10, man.
Yeah.
Like no, they
what?
can't understand that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good that, I think that's like why we link up as well, because we
Yeah.
can just nerd out on YouTube and producing.
Yeah.
And it's good for like when you was talking about sponsorships, it's good for that as well, because
Yeah.
we've all got
Yeah.
different prices, and then some of us will be way undercharging and not know our worth, and then we'll have a conversation, and then someone's charging X amount. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, I need to up my price, because
Right. Okay.
I'm getting undercharged. I'm getting undercharged. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
undercharging them. Sorry. So yeah, it's good for that stuff as well. Just knowing your worth.
And we understand that there's enough for everyone to eat as well. It's not like I have to get all the views.
No,
You know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
there's enough food for everyone to eat.
Plus we all, even though we're all like very similar, we're all kind of doing different things at the same
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we all got our own lane. You'll go to Dre for drill, especially in FL Studio.
Mm.
You go to LLB for more like a trappy kind of sound. I feel
Yes.
like we all
Yeah.
got different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel like the people that watch your videos, do you feel like your kind of fan base, they reflect that as well? Like the kind of people that if it's in a drill, then it would be I don't know.
People who want to make trap
Yeah.
would go to
Yeah, I'd say so.
the specific person.
Noticed it like when I do like beat battles and stuff, like most of the producers in there making drill beats.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is there anybody you've worked with that you had on the hit list that you wanted to work with in the beginning, like of your career? Producer or like artist wise?
Maybe Gigs, because Gigs was someone that I used to listen to
Yeah.
like when I was
A big
young.
one.
Like
Yeah.
so that was definitely one for me.
Mm.
And even just linking up with these kind of guys as well. Like
Yeah.
when we did that Cyprus trip, because I used to watch people like Chucky and everything before
Yeah,
I
yeah,
even started.
that's
So
actually
it's
a
like,
great point.
That's a great.
there was one moment where I was like, oh, this is kind of mad. 'Cause a few years ago, like nobody knew who I was. I
Yeah.
didn't have any YouTube channel.
Mm.
Now all of a sudden, I'm chilling with people that I was watching.
Yeah.
Look up to.
Mm.
Yeah, Chucky
Yeah.
and Gammy, like for me,
Especially,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
because Chucky was like the guy at the time. Well, he still is a guy, and then Gammy blew up as well. Like when I was like on like 100 subs or something, like
Yeah.
dead small
Mm.
channel. So yeah, to go from watching those guys, I was like watching how they made their videos, trying to copy their editing style,
Yeah,
and then like
100.
to go
Seeing
from
it live.
that to like fucking
Yeah,
Chilling,
to now
chilling
you're
with
just
them,
chilling, now
yeah.
you're just friends, innit?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, we
I
could
love
just
that.
That was a good point.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember
what
we used to
I did,
watch like Gammy doing Swedish lessons, going to like university in his vlogs and shit.
Right.
yeah.
When he had like 1,000 subs, and I'm like watching at my grandma's house with like 10 subs, and I'm just like, man, this guy's so cool. Like I want to work with him. And then
Mm.
And then
you know,
working
5
with
years
him.
later, you're all in the same room. It's crazy.
I said that to Chucky as well because we did that beat battle and their team lost, so we had to wax the legs of the losing
yeah.
team. So I'd waxed his leg and I was like, bro,
I actually thought you was joking for a second.
I used to watch your videos and now I'm
And now
waxing your
I'm
leg.
waxing your leg and stuff. It's different.
It's kind of bad.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
For people, I'm guessing then like because you've got a lot of followers and there's people out there that are looking to start their own kind of own content. What are like the challenges you faced when you first started, and like how would people overcome it when they're starting? And like what advice would you give to younger you, I guess, if you were starting off YouTube from scratch?
Bro, I could say just my key advice would be don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks, because I feel like that's one of the main things that keeps people from doing certain things. Like they don't want to get on camera because they're scared of like what their friends might think or what the family might think. But the people that you're usually scared of are not the people that are going to be buying your kits and buying your beats.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to benefit your business in any way. So it's like once you can get past that and just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to focus on me doing my own thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a
hard-
mentality thing.
Yeah, it's hard for someone to see something that isn't physically there yet,
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely.
The thing is as well with nowadays as well, because like they've got those guys and there's guys in the US that do the similar stuff. Like it's proven to work. You know, it actually does work. You just got to go out and kind of like find your own style. And I feel like your own style is sat right in front. Like you know what you want to make.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're watching the guys that are doing well with it, you kind of just feel like you need to copy them. Like I guess we used to copy the other guys. So yeah, you just need to find just like actually do what you want to do. and not be afraid just to put it out and not worry about the numbers for like the first year, 2 years. Just put out 100 videos and not even think about how many subs you want to have, or
just enjoy the process instead of like worrying about the outcome. Just you have to love it.
I'd say it also comes with time as well. You know, like it probably all took us 100 videos before we caught rhythm. So it's 100 just putting out stuff and seeing what works. It's kind of like trying to 100%.
Proper random videos. Like those first 100 they're all terrible, really. Like they're like it's not even
first ones are bad.
And it's not even me criticizing anyone. They just are, because you just haven't got any.
That's just how it works, isn't it?
I think that's what puts people off, because they see our videos now and they think, oh, the quality's there. Like, I need like a really good camera, I need a good mic, I need all this. But if you go back to everyone's first videos, you'll see like what people started with. So. Even like Simon Savida, he started off just like filming on his phone, and he's like got one of the biggest channels.
It's massive now. He's like one of the originators of probably YouTube producing kind of thing. It's going crazy.
Exactly.
What's the time?
Is there any people that you like? I want to hear all of your top 3 artists that you want to work with. That's what I'm interested to hear.
I have to think about it,
it depends what you're basing it on. Like, if you want it for like clout and views, or if you just want it for like personal, I like this artist, I just want to track with them.
Personal.
I'd say Drake for sure, but not just because Drake is Drake, but Drake, in my opinion, is like one of the, if not the greatest artist of all time. He's like my favorite artist.
He was my first favorite as well.
So Drake for me is like number 1 for sure.
I think that's very feasible as well.
Like,
people feel like getting placements is such an unachievable thing until you actually do it.
We were just saying that Rio got a placement. You know that he does like YouTube videos and stuff. He just got the Drake placement.
That's what I'm saying, and I guess
it can happen.
It's the same. It's the same like with numbers with YouTube. Like you don't think it's gonna happen until it actually happens.
And it can happen quite quickly. I think when we're speaking with Gami, the video that blew his channel up was only uploaded about 10 or 15 videos. He was already sick at beats before he had a Thai beat channel that was successful. But he made a video with like a kalimba, not kalimba, like a little music box thing. Is it kalimba?
I think so.
Yeah. Because they got the metal thingy.
The little metal prongs,
Oh yeah.
And that blew up, like got millions. And I think the channel said it hit like 200k in like a month. Like it went from like a few thousand to 200k in the space of a month. So it can happen quick.
Is there anyone else you want to work with?
Sorry, go back to
I'm trying to think.
You've had enough time to
Growing up, I always used to listen to Nas. He just dropped an album as well. So that's like, for like the love of hip hop type of thing, then that would be sick.
Probably 50 Cent, probably, or like for like one that I always wanted to do, because he was like the guy. Like, growing up, he was the guy. Like,
absolutely.
He was insane.
Without a doubt.
But more recently,
I'd say Skepta as well, just because. He's a legend.
He's a lot for the people right now.
He's a legend, and I've seen him from like young, being from North as well. So
he just dropped that track with K-Trap the other day.
That went hard.
It's just going off.
That's it. The War remix.
I'm actually so mad at that, because that had so much potential to be another year of the real.
You think? Oh, you think if I had more people on?
Yes, that song is banging.
I see what you're saying, like a whole like anthem.
When Cactus on the other one, but like they could have had. Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Come on, like they surely could have got more people in the studio.
It would have been.
But everybody was ready for the video.
Yeah, they were
not studio time.
Just to pose in my background. On that topic? Do you guys listen to drill, or do you listen to trap, or like what actually do you listen to away from what you produce?
I gotta be honest. Like I used to listen to a lot of drill. I don't listen to it a lot that much anymore. I listen to like a lot of stuff I don't make. So a lot of house, I like techno, I like pop, I like rock, I like reggaeton, all these kind of different genres. I'd say like at this moment, drill and trap is maybe like not in my top 5 of what I listen to.
Okay.
And I listen to all sorts. Like if you shuffled my Apple Music or Spotify, like it's just so much random stuff. I don't actually listen to a lot of drill, you know. Like everyone just expects me to listen to loads of drill, but I don't.
Probably because you just make it so much, innit, that you want to hear something different, something else.
Like if I do, it's usually just to like keep up to date with like the current sound. You know what I mean? But I don't actually spend my time listening to a lot of drill.
Just everything else other than.
Like I will have some in there, but I just appreciate like any good music.
Sorry, I don't mean to take it.
Nah, it's all good.
What's the song you would listen to like right now if you could like pick up your phone.
Like in the UK, I have been listening to a lot of K-trap recently.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe the Warm remix.
Yeah, that was good.
It's not bad. It just had so much potential.
Yeah,
It's so pissed about that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What do you listen to outside of music?
Outside of like trap,
your
my genre. It's gonna sound weird, but if I'm just listening to music and most of the time I'll be on my laptop working on doing stuff. It's like I just put on a jazz playlist. I just put on because there's no lyrics or anything. It doesn't put you off, and it's just so chilled. I found that when I was trying to work with like my normal trap playlist, I got like DJ Khaled, I can't work to this.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, man, I just put on like dead chill music, like lo-fi, jazz, and then if I'm just listening to music, I do listen to a lot of like trap rap, like Drake's new album.
Which is a banger of an album, by the way.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Production, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So if there's a new album out, I usually try and take it in at least.
Yeah,
at least
definitely.
once, just to see what it's saying.
For me, because trap's my main thing, so I do like to listen to like what's popping. Because again, like you say, you do get kind of bored of making the same style of trap, but you can take it so many different ways that it's kind of nice to hear, what other people are making. And kind of.
Can you listen to an album start to finish? You can.
Yeah.
I
did today. Listen to Nas's new album today, start to finish.
I struggle to do that sometimes.
Really?
You know what it is? Because I've got quite a short attention span for stuff, and you see, like maybe this is me being a bit small-minded, but sometimes you sit down and like you like what you like, but you want to take in the rest of it.
Yeah.
No, it's different.
I feel like if it's an artist that you can like truly appreciate, I'll listen. Like when Adele dropped her last album, I had to take that all in, step by step because I feel like they actually put so much into that. You know what I mean? And it's just like they arrange the songs in a specific order for a reason.
She had that thing with Spotify, didn't she? Because she wanted to get rid of the shuffle button.
Literally, she took away.
She wanted to get rid of the shuffle button because obviously people make albums to kind of like tell a story, or it goes in a certain order for a reason. But then if someone's got it on shuffle, they're not really getting that effect. So
take away the shuffle button.
It's back now, but it was gone for a
Oh
very
wow, I
long
didn't
time.
even notice.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah, she has a lot of power, that woman.
Exactly.
Wow.
Is
But
there
yeah,
any
it depends on
albums-
the artist, doesn't it? Like certain artists, you do just want to like take it in proper, but then other artists, like
Do you guys
just
ever
have
get
this
this
background.
thing where like you listen to a song and then you just know what's coming next and you expect it to come? Like you play
like the next song or the
because I that's why I like listening to albums, because it's like you got your go-to song and then you know what's rolling next. There's no guesswork. You just know what's next.
That's how I feel about Daniel Caesar Freudian, if you've heard that.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Okay, new game, Daniel Caesar. Let's get into it. It's so good. But this order of that album is incredible. And when one song like bleeds into another song and it kind of sounds like a mix, I love that. I love that so much.
Like the Honestly Nevermind album, like after Sticky, I need to hear Massive next. It feels weird if I just skip to like another song unless I really want to.
It blends into just one song.
Do you guys like dance music?
So you fuck with dance music.
Yeah, I like house and drum and bass and techno and all that kind of stuff.
Usually depends where I am.
Yeah, depends on the vibe, doesn't it?
Like I was in Vegas recently and I'm at a pool party, so I'm like, this is like the perfect time to listen to EDM. I could take it all in there. But if I'm like just chilling on a drive or something, I'm not really like blasting EDM. So I feel like it's more the environment for me.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
What?
That's how you felt about Boomtown. Isn't
Exactly.
It?
Like,
Boomtown would be the perfect place for that kind of music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an experience. As well.
You've taken just a whole different genre from like you have to step out your comfort zone sometimes and just like kind of absorb from different places. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
What's next for you guys? Like, what's the plan in the future for moving forward with YouTube, or do you want to move more into the actual producing, like with artist side of things, or do more collaborative videos with people, or like what's the vibe?
I feel like I'll always kind of keep YouTube there because YouTube was the thing that kind of took me to the next level. So YouTube's always been like kind of the main focus, but then also like the business side of it as well is like, like building up a big kit catalog. I'm just going to continue to grow that. They're like the two main focuses really. And then obviously like plugins right now. I'm at like an early stage of like planning a plugin.
Sick.
So that's going to be the next thing.
Yeah, your plugin come out as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I dropped mine last year, which is...
Yeah, it's proper.
How was the result of that?
It was amazing. Yeah, the people really supported it and it seemed like they enjoyed it as well, which was the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because it was my first plugin I ever done.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make sure it was something that everyone can enjoy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would like to do it in the future. Maybe like a VST or something.
Yeah.
Would you say that like drum kits and like VSTs is like the best way of monetizing from having a platform on YouTube?
If you're doing producer content.
If you're,
I think so.
Like we've tried a few different bits. Like I'll try a sample pack. I'll try like a one-shot kit. But it's always either a bundle kit or like a drum kit are the main two things that people always after new sounds, because everyone wants like the new stuff, the new wave.
Definitely.
So yeah, kits is definitely one.
And so you've got like a platform to promote it as well.
Yeah.
So it's that, and it's like building up a good value ladder as well, because kits is one thing, but I guess if you want to do like music full time, you do need like a good foundation of products. So like kits is like the entry level, first thing that they buy, and then you kind of need to have those like back end systems that upsell to something that's a bit more premium, like a video course or just something.
Skillshare.
This
is sponsored by Skill. It's actually not.
But yeah, just stuff like that. So you've got like a real solid, all round website and like just brand. And then like I said, YouTube's like the forefront of everything. So
I thought beats would have been like that cool instead of kits.
Because if you think about it, our audience is producers. Like we're making videos for producers, so producers are buying beats.
That's true. That's very true.
That's like the first lesson we all learn.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be beats, you start selling beats, it doesn't work, then you realise everyone actually wants drum kits.
It's easier to sell.
There is guys out there killing it for type beat channels, but if you're making producer content, you have to make producer products. That should be the main focus, and then the beat stuff kind of naturally comes, doesn't it? Anyway, like sending out for placements and sessions, that kind of happens in sort of as like an indirect, result of putting out content.
We always say this, don't we? We always say like, for people like us who are focusing more on like content and YouTube, we always want more placements and plaques and stuff. And whenever we chat to people with plaques, they're like, "Yo, bro, I'm trying to start YouTube."
When you guys talked that to me, I'm always like, "Bro, I wish I had like 100,000 subscribers or something on YouTube." And like, it's grass is always green on the other side.
Always want what you don't have.
Exactly. But that's like the direction though, that you want to start getting more placements with artists and shit like that.
I feel like the placements will kind of help back your YouTube stuff as well, because if you're, it kind of makes you more certified in a way. Like if someone knows you've worked with these big artists, then they're going to watch your content because they're going to be like, right, this guy knows what he's talking about because he can prove it. You know
I've actually read that somewhere. It's called a fake teacher, when they teach stuff that they don't
done.
Exactly.
Or at least haven't achieved at the end goal.
I think they like I said, they both go hand in hand, don't they? It's like you need both to certify the other one. If you're getting placements, although I feel like if you're getting placements, you don't need a YouTube. What, like if you're making?
I don't know, because I kind of disagree with that still. Like I think
maybe it's the level though, right?
Well, again, like
for example, if you're like like ATL Jacob and like Wheezy, like those guys don't need to start a YouTube channel like we do.
But I guess like what they're doing though is like they've got, even if it's not directly their channel, they're still putting out that studio vlog kind of content.
Yeah, that's true. You still see their face.
So I'm saying like having your faces out there is just
definitely won't be a bad thing.
No, definitely gives you more longevity and gives you like your own fan base as well, because it's kind of like you see your producers. This is how I feel sometimes. Like we're kind of like the last person that knows about everything. Like when it comes to like the food chain of the music industry, producers are kind of tucked away with what songs. But like when you're the content creator, it's kind of all in your hands. It's all in your control.
It's not really
I'd say
relying
that's
on
definitely
anyone.
a good thing, because you don't have to. Luckily, you don't have to like rely on the music industry, and we all know how like long it can be in terms of getting paid and getting your recognition. So YouTube is definitely something that is more within our control. If I want to drop a video today, I'll drop it today. I don't have to ask the A&R and then the whoever I need to. There's no gatekeeper. It's just straight to.
It must be like super freeing being able to make your own decisions like around that.
100%.
I never change it. Like I think if I was to like swap roles and just be in like sessions all day, I don't think I'd enjoy it as much as what I'm doing now. I think a balance is good, but I like being in control.
Definitely gives you more freedom. And then at that point, you just need to be disciplined and have your own workflow. And
that brings me on to another question I have actually. Do you feel like you have a good, healthy balance between work life and your life?
No.
Thank you for the honesty.
Everyone says no.
Definitely not.
Why not?
I feel like it's really hard to switch off. Like even like I try to take weekends off. I don't like take the full weekend off. There's always something. I at least try to take like a Sunday off.
Yeah.
But even when I do that, I'm like, thinking about stuff. I'm like, oh, man, I've got this week to finish, or I've got DMs to reply to, or this just I can't switch off. I can't just like fully chill. Like even if it's to watch a movie, I'm still thinking of shit in the back of my mind. So I think it's real hard to switch off.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's important that you should have a life outside of music and work?
You kind of need to have a life to inspire you to like make music again. You know what I mean? But it depends. Like everyone's different. Like because I love what I'm doing. I'm not like stressed out about it at the same time. Like it's hard to chill, but I also like what I do. It's not like I'm thinking of like when I was at my old corporate job. It's not like I'm thinking about that stuff. You know what I mean? It's thinking about music.
Someone's breathing down your neck every 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you want to get this stuff finished as soon as possible. You want to make the kits. You know, that's why you can't. That's why you don't stop. Do you? You just carry on.
Yeah.
But no, I do think you need that at least like a day a week where you just switch off, or like a certain time during the day where you switch off, or just have something set up where you don't even look at your phone. Have like do not disturb for a couple hours.
In this day and age, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because like for me, if I'm editing or if I'm like filming a video, I'll just quickly check. And then I'm like spending 5 minutes scrolling. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like, I need to
literally. I'll on my phone. I'll start scrolling.
I've been brushing my teeth, like swiping through TikTok videos. I'm like, so bad.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let me just reply to this email. And then like I'll get a message, and then like I'll forget what the email I'm supposed to be replying to. And
so many times.
Do you guys do everything like yourselves? Like, or do you have a team around you? Do you have like management? Or
I was gonna say, it sounds like you need a personal assistant.
You know what? I was doing everything myself, but recently I've got an editor, so I'll film and like chop down the video, just like take like the meat of it out, and then I send it to someone who chops it down further and does all the transitions and stuff. Yeah. And since I got an editor, it's been a blessing. It's just giving me a bit of time to actually like make music again and just maybe have a moment where I can just chill, have a coffee or something. Yeah. So that's helped loads.
How about you?
Yeah, I have an editor as well. He used to be my camera guy and he'd film everything, but now he just edits for me. So all I do is just film it, give everything to him, and then I just walk him through exactly how I want it to look, and we just kind of go back and forth until it's ready. Yeah. And then I pretty much do more or less everything by myself, the rest of the stuff.
That's crazy though, because I would have thought like, especially when, like I said, shit starts getting really busy, starts picking up. Like me personally, like I've got a manager who's like with the whole music side of things. I would have thought like you guys, the fact that you guys have done it all by yourself, like from a month, that's kind of crazy.
I feel like over time you just kind of learn the skills, like with the editing stuff. You kind of get quick at editing, so at that point, like you can just knock an edit out in a couple hours,
and then a bunch of cash as well.
Yeah. And then same with filming, you get good at filming, and then so that's like not a problem anymore. And then just over time, like you learn how to reply properly to emails and negotiate your prices and stuff. So it's not like a huge burden at that point. But I guess at some point there's like that tipping point where you don't have time to do everything. But
it's also hard to pass things off sometimes, isn't it? Because you start learning like certain things that like you'll edit your videos in a certain way, or you do your thumbnails in a certain way. So then when you pass that job to someone else, it's like you almost don't trust them when you should. You know what I mean?
And then it takes time to train them. And then that time you're training them, you could have been like, fuck, I just could have done this myself.
Exactly.
But I feel like as you keep growing and growing, the more you have to keep passing on.
Gotta let go of your babies type of thing, innit?
That's so nice. I think that's us.
That is, unfortunately, it's gotten to that point in the day where we've got to wrap up the podcast.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
It's been superb, lads. Appreciate it as always.
All good, man.
That's us. That's the podcast today, guys. Thank you for watching, listening.
Tune back in. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Share to your nan, your mum.
Everyone.